That's crazy. I've got so much ore now, and that's just at this base. There's probably more ore at my other base. I'm so out of palladium. Fuck, I need to find dungeon. I'm pretty sure I've seen an oil field in this area. Oh, there's a dungeon. Oh, a different owl. A Dazi. Okay. I don't really need... Wait, no, I do need Speed Lotus. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes out for palladium. Focus. One rock. Like the absolute dinosaur sound. Hundred Ivy Pond. These have probably aquatic health fluid. Yeah, like I need to set up that farming before I go on my lithium gathering. Remedy W. Why? That's a pretty strong knock. Okay. Okay, so I just need to capture one more of those for my 5th bonus. That's the most giga pinglet I've ever. Add it to pinglet. Forgot you can just run shit over. probably the right way because I have another door, so I should backtrack real fast. Up. Backtrack. Dude. Cam is just like slowly moving. Whatever. Okay, yeah, it's right here. I don't mean to shoot, but no, it wasn't it. When I say it wasn't this, another room, nothing there. Look at that Killamari, dude. Maxed out. Crazy. That was not worth it. What was even that? Okay, speed. My FGO just got fucking sideways. What? start over here. Okay. Okay. There it is. You can see it. Use. Luxosaurus can have it. They can eat that guy. I don't want him. Okay. Should be safe over here. I'm gonna go AFK. Okay. Fast. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted right. I was going over here to get one photon.
Hi, it's Katrina. How did ancient cultures who lived thousands of miles apart and supposedly never met all carve the exact same mysterious symbol onto
That's a
stone?
great question.
A strange handbag, a sacred pine cone, a winged disc? To some, it's proof of a single, highly advanced civilization that jump-started humanity. To others, it's a global case of mistaken identity. Let's find out what's really going on. The mysterious symbols of the Anunnaki. The ancient Sumerians worshipped deities known as the Anunnaki. Recorded on the oldest cuneiform tablets known to history, these gods are described as travelers who descended from the heavens. According to the clay tablets, these heavenly beings didn't just visit, they arrived with a mission to guide humanity onto the path of civilization. Those gods ultimately grew weary of mankind and tried to eradicate us with a flood, but they seem to have started out with good intentions. There are a lot of controversies surrounding the Anunnaki, from the strange watches they seem to have worn to the truth behind what the Sumerians really thought of their gods. Many so-called experts have attributed the creation of human beings to the Anunnaki performing genetic manipulation on early, more primitive Homo sapiens. The short and sweet version of their conspiracy is that the Anunnaki came here from another planet and modified primitive humans so that they would be intelligent and strong enough to act as a slave labor force. Then, thousands of years later, the Anunnaki betrayed their own creations with a flood of epic proportions, trying to wipe us all out. Stubbornly, as humans so often are, we survived. The Anunnaki left, but their memory remained in the stories told by ancient cultures. The memory of the flood made it into countless books, poems, fables, and religions. Evidence of these gods exists today in the cuneiform writings of their worshippers and in the stone carvings made in their image. Many of those carvings contain mysterious symbols that may have secret meanings. The Anunnaki appear to be wearing wristwatches in many of their carved reliefs. Considering the Sumerians had no idea what a wristwatch was, the most likely scenario is that these are not real watches. They are symbols of something far more mysterious, which I'll tell you more about in a bit. Another popular symbol seen in images of the Anunnaki is the pine cone, which could have a direct connection to the pineal gland in the human brain, believed to hold mystic powers and forbidden buried knowledge. Then there's the handbag of the gods, one of the more interesting features in these images. The handbag is often depicted gripped in the hand of deities or winged creatures from Sumerian art. They look like purses, baskets, or even shopping bags. But there's definitely more going on here than just someone's groceries. Many think the Anunnaki handbag is a cosmic key, possibly a power source, or even a tool from an alien civilization. The Star of Ishtar is another prominent symbol that appears in Anunnaki artwork. It is an 8-pointed star frequently found above the heads of divinity throughout Mesopotamia. While historians like to argue the Star of Ishtar is a representation of the planet Venus, others link it to the mythical planet Nibiru. Nibiru is supposed to be the home world of the Anunnaki, located in a dark part of our solar system that modern telescopes can't even see. Another famous symbol, often interpreted as evidence of ancient spaceships and anti-gravity propulsion systems, is the winged disc. These appear throughout the Near East, typically associated with the sun god Shamash. Today we are diving deep into these ancient symbols to solve a global puzzle. How did the exact same imagery appear in cultures that never even met? What did these symbols truly represent? Are they lost messages of our alien gods? Or are they simply forgotten symbols of ancient religions? Let me know your thoughts. Did the Anunnaki wear wristwatches? There is something genuinely eerie about looking at a 4,000-year-old stone carving of an ancient god and seeing what looks like a modern-day Rolex.
What
But
was
the
that sound?
Anunnaki didn't wear
Someone's plotting a
wristwatches
raid
to
against
tell
my
time.
base.
The sensationally dubbed Anunnaki
Interesting.
wristwatch is in reality a
Interesting,
sacred
my dude.
circle worn on a band around their wrist. They look like watches, but they don't actually have a watch face. If you
Giving
take
your
a look at all
negotiator
of these
bullshit, I'm gonna
watches, they're
slaughter
more like
the person
circular
who comes to
symbols
my base.
attached to
Smile.
the god's wrist with what looks like a leather band. They don't have numbers
Indicate
for telling
elite.
time.
Oh,
Instead,
wow,
the face
okay.
of the
See how
so-called
elite
watch
they really
is a flower. These symbols appear all over Mesopotamia, but what were they? They appear on the wrists of both gods and elite figures in Sumerian carvings, suggesting they were objects associated with royalty and divinity. Normal people would not have sported these symbols on their wrist, meaning they must have been connected to power and prestige. For conspiracy theorists, these symbols represent advanced technology. People talk about these wristwatches as if they were tricorders from Star Trek. People like to hype them up like technological timepieces used by the Anunnaki to transport back to their mothership. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of Sumerian gods pushing a button on their wristwatch and instantly teleporting onto their ship, but it's not likely. These sacred circles go beyond timekeeping. The problem is that our modern eyes look at these wrist adornments and instantly think of watches because that's what we keep on our wrists today. A better way to interpret these symbols is to look at them with the eyes of someone who lived 4,000 years ago. Recent archaeological analysis has confirmed new and exciting details about the wristwatches. They were distinctive circular emblems worn on bracelets and armbands to denote one's elite status. You know how a queen might wear a tiara as a symbol of her royal authority, or a Wall Street guy might wear a $50,000 watch as a symbol of his wealth. Archaeologists now believe the Sumerian elite class wore these wristbands for the same reason. They weren't wearable technology, they were wearable authority.
That easy, huh? Elgro.
Mesopotamia, and you saw someone on the street with a wristband,
Alaska.
you probably bowed down and got out of their way. The floral symbol on the wristband was a message to the people. It was a way of instantly communicating to the world that the person wearing it was at the pinnacle of society, connected to and blessed by the gods. Kings, high priests, and deities are all seen in Sumerian artwork wearing these circular objects. It's not a mere coincidence. It is a purposeful pattern. The symbol itself, the floral emblem on the wristbands, isn't even a mystery. It's clearly the Akkadian symbol for Ishtar, the ancient goddess of fertility. And that same symbol is on the famous Ishtar gates from Babylon. I'm going to tear down the entire narrative right now, because the truth is that the Anunnaki are barely even involved in this mystery. You remember that show, Ancient Aliens, right? They would always show pictures of Akkadian winged genies and refer to them as Anunnaki, but they weren't Anunnaki at all. They weren't even Sumerian. They were Akkadian. Confusing, I know. The Akkadians believed in semi-divine magical entities called Apkallu, or winged spirits. They were, in essence, genies, and they are the figures often shown as being Anunnaki. But it's a lie. The Apkallu are depicted with huge wings. They carry the handbag of the gods, they've got the pine cones, and they sport the wristwatches. But they aren't Anunnaki. Here, see for yourself. These three images are all Apkallu spirits, not Anunnaki. Yet these are also the exact same images you see online being labeled as Anunnaki. One is an eagle-headed demon, and the other two are four-winged genies, all dating to the Akkadian Empire, not to the Sumerians. The point I'm trying to make is that this information is jumbled and confusing, and it's tough to know what's real. It's also tough to know what truly happened and what all the symbolism means. Luckily, you've got me. The origin story for the Apkallu goes something like this. Enki, one of the most important Anunnaki and the god of water, created the Apkallu himself. He made 7 semi-divine sages to bring divine knowledge to humanity. So while the Anunnaki were the big, important gods, the Apkallu were their servants, tasked with giving humans the tools necessary to build civilization. This is why you see the Apkallu holding the mysterious handbags of knowledge. They were literally bringing wisdom to the human race in their bag. The wisdom just so happened to be kept inside of a, handy basket. I mean, we don't really know what it is. It's hard to tell in a 2D stone carving from 4 millennia ago. If you're curious how to differentiate the Akkadian genies from the original Sumerian Anunnaki, here's how. The Apkallu were exclusively portrayed as having gigantic bird-like wings, very similar to the later angels of Christian mythology. If you're wondering where winged angels came from, this might be it. These protective spirits of the ancient Akkadians would one day go on to inspire biblical angels. When it comes to depictions of the Anunnaki, the supreme beings believed to have given birth to creation, they were often represented as star constellations.
Oh shoot, my streams were
Here's
oh
the thing
god.
about the ancient Sumerians. They truly did believe that gods came down from the heavens to establish order on Earth and in the underworld. The Anunnaki were a real and ever-present force in their universe, but they were still gods and they lived in the heavens. Hence, they were represented as constellations in the sky, or occasionally as anthropomorphic forms. The royal-looking beings you see with wings, wristbands, and very striking beards, they are the Apkallu, children of the Anunnaki created much later during the Akkadian era. The whole planet Nibiru, genetic modification of Homo sapiens, and gold mining aliens thing doesn't come from ancient Sumer. It comes from a man named Zechariah Sitchin, who wrote a book claiming the Anunnaki arrived on Earth 450,000 years ago.
I was gonna set up branching at the other branch area.
He studied ancient keywords.
Don't do that.
And used his
Chill,
own,
Shizaku's
let's call it unique interpretation
Don't need
of the ancient
Ragnaha.
words to come up with a new, more exciting narrative that would sell. Just like the
I
wristwatch
need a good
conspiracy.
Anubis, but I haven't gotten one.
Some
I guess
say
I can
the
go try and
Anunnaki wore
capture a good
wristwatches.
Anubis.
In
I am
reality,
happy about
the
this way
Akkadians
Alaska
believed
though.
that most aspects of nature were controlled by magic.
Because I can just put, eventually, I can just put ferociousness in on Ace Swimmer.
These were responsible for things like fertilizing
I just
their
don't have the
crops
goal
and
to do it
keeping
yet.
everyone safe.
Fortunate.
The reason they were depicted with a mysterious handbag was
I need
either
to look into
symbolize
gold
the
farming
wisdom they gave
methods
to
in
humanity,
Palworld.
or
Crazy.
as an actual bucket of water for watering the crops. The winged genies are also often seen with pine cones because the images show them fertilizing a date tree, an ancient symbol of fruitfulness. But there is a lot more to the pine cone than fruitfulness, as it ties into mysticism and the secret power of the human psyche, which I'll dig into shortly. You can probably see a pattern forming here that has to do with fertility. Many of the symbols that supposedly hint at alien technology are more accurately linked to fertility, like the wristwatch. That flowery symbol of Ishtar marked the wearer as a representative of the goddess. Kings and high priests wore the symbol because it showed their authority was given by the gods themselves. The winged genies wore the symbol because they were fertilizing the world at the behest of Ishtar. They were like her worker bees, delivering abundance wherever they went. And speaking of bees, I think I can explain the presence of wings on the Apkallu. The Akkadians knew that creatures like hummingbirds and bees pollinated plants, so they associated pollination with wings. By having wings, the genies were represented as pollinators themselves, givers of life, just like bumblebees. What does the pine cone really represent? Now that the mystery of the handbag and the wristwatch have been solved, it's time for the pine cone. These
I keep getting
steel brown
distracted.
tree enigmas have a history that goes back 153 million years. As one of the oldest tree species on our planet, pine trees belong to an ancient group of plants called gymnosperms. Instead of flowers, they produce the iconic conical structures we know as pine cones. Some people think they're seeds, and that's about half correct. They
Okay.
aren't seeds themselves, but the woody, prickly structures that hold the tree's seeds together. Pine cones open up when it gets warm outside and release the seeds to be dispersed and grow more baby pine trees. They have been doing the same thing since the dinosaurs
how much
were
wool do I
around,
have
and
over
it's been
here?
pretty
It'd be
successful.
like
But when did a pine cone turn into a symbol
full
of
apocalypse,
regeneration,
like
resurrection, the third eye, maturity, and fertility? You wouldn't think so, but the pine
1500,
cone has an
600 more
incredibly
of those.
strange history in the human psyche. Resurrection is one of the main
700
things the
stone.
pine cone symbolizes. Because they take care of the tree's seeds, releasing them to create new trees, they're seen as a representation of growth and renewal. They represent the cycle of life.
Fire
Pine
glands.
cones are also seen as a symbol of maturity. They only open their woody scales when it's time to release the seeds, when they have completely matured. Ancient people translated the symbolism into their own lives, with the pine cone coming to represent the ability to know yourself and be mature in your needs. The fertility angle is fairly self-explanatory. The pine cone is basically a seed pod, so people understandably linked it to fertility. The festivity angle is a little more surprising. To this day, pine cones are used during the
Oh.
festive winter season to decorate Christmas trees.
Wait, while I'm party,
These
the
are
amount
all
of gold
important
coin
pieces of
increases.
symbolism, but they
Sometimes
aren't
when
what
assigned to a
most
ranch
folks
with a
are
small
interested
chance
in.
to drop. Oh
Because
my god,
pine
I need to
cones
put
look
these.
really similar to the pineal gland inside
Put
the
these
human
back in.
head, many have associated them throughout the ages with
I
enlightenment.
need fire
It's this
organ
more
and
mystical aspect of their nature that gets people
uh.
excited. Many mystics believe the pineal gland is where the third eye sits inside the human body. Nobody thinks pine cones have any actual power, but they represent
Mastery
a
of
gland
fasting,
that a lot
bottomless
of people
stomach.
believe holds
I think you're a
powers that
liar.
modern science can't
Okay, yeah, we can put him
understand.
in here for a
The
flame.
pineal gland can be found near the center of your brain,
Still have a
located
little bit
inside
of
the
wool. Have the
hypothalamus.
flame organ
The
be.
gland is part of the larger endocrine system.
Oh,
It's
but
a
we got
reddish
ranch
gray
master.
color and about as big as a pea. The pineal gland in your head is significantly smaller than a pine cone, but it has the same shape. You've got to wonder, how did ancient humans know about the pineal gland? The only way they could have known its shape would have been through performing autopsies of some sort. And even still, someone 4,000 years ago would not have understood the gland's purpose. So how could it have become a symbol for spiritual awakening? The reality is that the pineal gland may not have had anything to do with the ancient interpretation of the pine cone. Lost cultures use the pine cone almost exclusively as a symbol for fertilization. The winged genies from the Akkadian Empire, discovered in Babylonian and
I need a
Assyrian
water
ruins,
aquatic.
are
Yeah,
often
okay.
seen
I need
holding
to.
a pine
Connect
cone. One of the most famous examples comes from King Sargon II's palace at Dur
Army.
Sharrukin, located in modern-day Iraq. The carvings at the palace date to around 713 BC and show winged deities holding up the pine cone as if they were going to use it to write on a chalkboard. Experts who have studied these carvings, Assyrian culture, and Akkadian mythology believe the pine cones represented fertilization. They were probably used by high priests during rituals. They were believed to have been used by the gods to pollinate the tree of life. Nowhere do pine cones appear to have had anything to do with a mysterious organ in the human brain, at least not in Mesopotamia. In ancient Egypt,
Oh,
you
what
can
do you
find
got?
the
What are
pine
you
cone
selling?
mounted
I'll
onto
buy
the
it.
staff
Whatever
of
you got.
Osiris, god of the
Oh
dead.
yeah, recruited.
The pine cone adorned the top of the staff with a pair of serpents snaking around it. Some believe the snakes climbing up the staff represent the rise of mystical Kundalini energy, with the pine cone truly representing the pineal gland. The idea is that as the energy builds, it accumulates in the pineal gland until finally you can open your third eye and see things that normal people
You know what?
can't.
Maybe I don't have
This is
enough.
actually really interesting because if you've ever tried to see through
Ranch
your
it.
third eye, apparently you can physically feel the energy rising inside of yourself. I mean, it hasn't really happened to me since I'm not a mystic or anything, but I've heard that energy builds and then seems to almost explode from the center of your forehead. That explosion is the dormant Kundalini energy, which usually sleeps coiled at the base of the spine like a slumbering serpent, awakening your third eye. Almost universally represented as a sleeping snake, Kundalini energy is thought to represent the divine cosmic energy of the universe inside all of us. Every person on Earth has this dormant energy, but awakening it is tricky. When you do manage to awaken the energy, it's believed to travel upwards through the body's energy centers, known as chakras, expanding your consciousness and fostering spiritual transformation. The energy feels like a wave of heat, almost vibrational
We
as
can
it
go
moves
here.
up your spine.
I want to just
Those
cook
who achieve this
much of
awakening
this as
often
possible.
report falling into a deep state of bliss, in which they
But I don't
feel a
want to do it
spiritual
here.
connection to
So, you know, I'm
every
just gonna do the
single
berries because the
thing.
berries are here.
People have claimed that awakening their Kundalini energy enhances
That.
creativity,
Fuck
heightens
it.
intuition, and floods them with overwhelming feelings of wellness. Sounds nice, huh? Since the energy stream culminates at the pineal gland, this could be why the Egyptians had a pine cone on top of the Osiris
Oh, hello,
staff. The
Puffy
snakes
Two Puff.
represented the energy moving up the spine, with the spine represented by the shaft of the staff. Then the energy reaches the
What
pineal
of the
gland,
shaft? The
represented by the
staff?
pine cone at the top. What's crazy to me is that the Catholic Pope has the same staff. The sacred staff of
Oh,
the Pope has a pine cone on the top, just like the Osiris staff of ancient Egypt. The Pope's hat has pine cones on it, and they're pretty hard to miss. There is
Huh.
even a giant pine cone in the courtyard of the Vatican. If it was just one pine cone, you could dismiss it as an artistic choice. But the hat, the staff, and the holy building are decorated with pine cones. Some even say that Eve, from the Garden of Eden, was never tempted by an apple. She was tempted by a pine cone. The idea makes a lot of sense, considering the connection between the Osiris staff, the pine cone, and the serpent.
Am I dropping
Pine cones
Giga
and
frames?
serpents are as
Oh, I'm
closely
not.
connected as ancient
I was
gardens
dropping
and
frames,
forbidden
but I think I'm
trees.
good now.
Could it be that God kicked Adam and Eve out of paradise because Eve wanted wisdom and God wouldn't allow it? But Kundalini energy doesn't even have anything to do with the ancient Egyptians or their Osiris staff. The concept originated in India through the mystical traditions of the Vedic texts.
You have
Though,
a
of course,
leaf fan
India
working
was
here,
close
but
enough to Egypt that the concept could have
I
traveled.
could
So what
probably
do you
just
think
put in
about the
actually
pineal
the
gland?
Elizabeth or the
Can it receive
Verdash.
energy from the base of your spine to revitalize your life? Is this a real
Verdash.
thing or just some new age gibberish based on vague symbolism from the ancient world? Scientists have found the pineal gland in most vertebrate species. Biologists don't think there's anything mysterious about it at all. They've already classified the gland as a vestigial
The
eye.
hell was even that?
A vestigial eye is one that has lost its ability over the course of evolution. The idea is that humans once had a third eye, but it was no longer necessary, so it shriveled up and retreated inside of our heads. The same thing happened with a lot of other animals.
Okay.
Some, on the other hand, still have a third eye.
That just like
A lot
completely
of
threw
modern
me off
amphibians,
track.
Fish and
Oh
reptiles
yeah, I was
have
looking
a
for a
third eye on
Verdash.
top of their head. It's difficult to see, but I assure you it's there. One of the best examples is the
That's kind of
Tuatara
garbage
lizard
for
from New
Verdash.
Zealand. It has
So-
a visible pineal eye, as it's called, on the top of its skull.
Get a better one.
This extra eye comes complete with a rudimentary lens, cornea, and retina. The third eye can't form complex images like the lizard's two main eyes, but it is sensitive to shifts in light, such as day to night. The third eye is also really good at detecting shadows. Imagine you're a desert lizard. You're basking
Okay.
in the sun on a hot rock, nothing but the open sky above you. What is
Got
the
you.
most immediate danger your lizard life faces? Birds. Lizards get picked off by birds all the time.
True.
The Tuatara lizard is not about to go out like that. Its third eye can detect the shifting light when a bird flies overhead and a shadow falls over the animal. The lizard instantly recognizes a threat and scurries away to safety. Third eyes can be pretty darn useful.
Diet level,
Scientists
mind
believe
form,
that
and
as
fragrant
early mammal
foliage.
ancestors
Okay.
started to develop larger
Okay,
brains,
that's good. That's
they
not bad.
ditched the third eye. Perhaps the extra brain power was routed to
In fact,
the
that's
two
actually
main
real
eyes,
good.
making the third one unnecessary.
Ubron cherry
Regardless of what
aqua.
happened, the physical eye structure receded into the brain and shrank down to the size of a pea. Is it just me or is that kind of creepy? So, what does our shrunken third eye do for us now? Scientists believe our vestigial eye, embedded in our brain, is still involved in light detection. They believe it acts as an endocrine gland to receive light signals from our eyeballs, thus producing
Oh, God.
melatonin to regulate our sleep-wake cycle.
He was gonna whale
In some
Asuka,
people,
that man.
their pineal gland will calcify, caused by the accumulation of calcium salt in the tissue. It's still not proven yet, but some
Okay.
doctors believe the calcification
Don't try and
of
hip
pineal
check me.
gland
Fuck it.
causes
I'm pulling out the
skin
gigaspheres.
problems. That's bad news, because an
These things
estimated
scare me, at least until I
40%
capture
of
one.
Americans will
Oh,
have their
okay, I'll
pineal
capture
glands
both.
calcified by age 17.
Oh, you had farmhand? I
don't
think that's
ancient humans
worthless
knew
on
any of
him.
this. I highly doubt the ancient Egyptians
coward,
understood
not
that there was
bad.
a regressed
Not
third
negative.
eyeball the size of a pebble at the core of their brain. And if they did know it was there, they couldn't have possibly known that it produced melatonin. So then what was the real symbolism
Alright.
behind the pine cone?
Yeah.
From Egypt to Mexico, it was almost certainly fertility. I mean, it would be cool if things were a little more magical and mystical, but the evidence says otherwise. The Aztecs had several different deities associated with agriculture and renewal. One of them was Xipetotec, the flayed lord who was depicted draped in flayed human skin. This symbolized
Jesus.
the shedding of the old earth, allowing new plants to grow. The Aztecs also worshipped Chicomecoatl, a much less frightening goddess of agriculture who is depicted carrying around pine cones.
Oh,
In
true. What the
Celtic culture,
fuck?
women would keep pine cones under their pillows in hopes of conceiving a baby.
What?
Pine cones were symbols of fertility and believed to have
Okay.
power. In ancient Greece, Dionysus, the god of wine and drunken madness, carried a staff also topped with a pine cone, just
True.
like the staff of Osiris and just like the one the Pope has. The staff of Dionysus was one of fertility, and so was the Osiris staff. In the myth of Osiris, his brother Seth cut him into pieces and scattered them across Egypt to destroy him.
Yep.
When Osiris was put back together by his loving wife Isis, Osiris became the god of resurrection and renewal. Even though he is most often called a death god, Osiris was also closely connected to fertility. What are your
Holy
thoughts on all of
shit.
this? I would love to hear it in the comments. Mysteries of the Star of Ishtar. You may have heard
Well,
the
that's
rumor,
Sibilix is
Star of Ishtar,
IV.
a common symbol found throughout ancient Mesopotamia,
Yeah,
is meant
Ishtar.
to be a depiction of Nibiru. Conspiracy theorists claim the symbol represents Planet 9. aka Planet X, or Nibiru, the alleged home world of the Anunnaki. And who knows, maybe they're right, but according to history, this cryptic symbol, one of the most iconic in Mesopotamia and modern day Iraq, has a much different meaning. The symbol, which is an 8-pointed star, is chiefly associated with the Sumerian goddess Ishtar, also known as Inanna. Different names, same
Nana.
Mesopotamian
Ooh,
goddess
I know
of
about
love,
that.
war, and political power. Ishtar was the queen of heaven, patron goddess of Uruk, and symbol of the planet Venus. The star of Ishtar likely represented Venus itself, hence its connection to the goddess. Historians think the symbol started out as a generalized celestial object, used to show anything from the sun to a comet. But over the years, the 8-pointed star came to represent Ishtar and divine authority. Many of the earliest examples of the symbol can be found on political objects, like cylinder seals and boundary stones. One of the most notable artifacts is a boundary stone from the 12th century BC, known as a kuduru. It was crafted during the reign of
What
King
the
Meli
fuck,
Shikak
Van
II,
Worm Chris?
and would have
You
been
did not
displayed to
just
emphasize
KS
his
me
divine
like that, my
authority
dude.
over the land.
God,
The star of
fucking
Ishtar
bitch
was
ass.
the symbol of heaven, and the heavens were the divine authority over everything. In Mesopotamia, the kings were the enforcers
You're
of
being
the
captured
god's
and
will
forced
in the
into a
mortal
box for the
world.
rest of your life.
Rulers adopted the Star of Ishtar as a badge of divinity. The symbol gave them Ishtar's permission to act on her behalf. Some suspect the Star of Ishtar may have evolved into the halo, the same one depicted over the head of Jesus Christ. By the time the old Babylonian period
Oh,
ended in
Foxicle.
1610 BC, the Star of Ishtar had
Damn,
begun
this
combining
Foxicle
with
is
other
fucking
astral
almost
symbols.
perfect
It was
IVs.
paired with the crescent moon of Sin, the lunar god. It was also combined with the solar disk of Shamash, the sun god. The symbols started appearing together as a celestial triad, representing the gods, the government,
And it's
fate.
ferocious.
Later, the halo
Nice.
would be used to represent the Father,
I
the
need an
Son,
ice type.
and the
I'll
Holy
remember that
Spirit.
Foxicle.
There's no way of knowing if the Star of Ishtar paved the way for the Christian halo, but it certainly seems like
Oh,
a possibility.
Aphelion Aqua.
The ancient symbol also has a dark side. As it grew to fully represent sacred authority, it was used as a tool to brand slaves and temple workers. These individuals, either by devotion or by force, dedicated their lives to serving the divine. Someone decided it was a good idea to
It
brand them
possesses
with
a demeanor
Ishtar's
as pure
symbol
as
so
perhaps
they
because
never
of
forgot.
and it's
Kings
indifferent
and high
even after
priests
killing
began
someone.
using the star in their inscriptions and on their monuments,
Power.
validating their rule over the masses. Then, around the year 900 BC, the climate shifted. A new symbol overtook the Star of Ishtar. It was a simple rosette, a stylized flower motif. You've already seen it quite a lot today, you just don't know it yet. The symbol gained importance and ultimately surpassed the Star of Ishtar in popularity. Oddly enough, this shift coincided with the Neo-Assyrians, who took to carving the genies in their palaces. These genies were the Apkallu, and they carved them holding pine cones, mysterious baskets, and wearing wristbands with the rosette symbol on them.
Or tidbit.
Funny how things come full circle, isn't it? And it's downright amazing how one simple symbol of an 8-pointed star could become so important to a whole civilization, only to be replaced by a rosette. The Star of Ishtar was forgotten until the 20th century.
That
when it
gave
was
me
brought
half
back
a
to
second
life in the
pause.
Iraqi flag. The flag between 1959 and 1963. had the
Inventory
yellow
full.
and
Wait, what
red
did
Star of
you
Ishtar
have? What is it?
front
What-
and center.
Makeshift shotgun
It was
schematic?
part
Yeah, I
of
can use
Iraq's
that
plan to root
garbage
their
on the
national
ground.
identity in their pre-Islamic heritage. Let's just say it's not on the
It's
flag
super
anymore.
cold, but I have a
that
fire
doesn't mean
pal,
that one
so he's
day
keeping
it
me
won't
warm.
make a comeback. Which ancient symbols would you like me to talk about next? Let me know in the
Oh,
comments.
I want to
and
fish up
thanks
in
for
this lake
watching.
actually.
Remember
Like
to
how?
subscribe, and I'll see you
Oh,
soon.
there's also a
Bye.
land ball effigy. Advanced fish grotto. Switch to the giga bait. See what we got. Kind of curious. Fuck, I let my guard down. I was like, this is such an easy fish. Oh, it's just a fucking muncho. Maybe there's something cool in this chest. Nope. Or wood. Fortunately, isn't there a teleport point, like, right? How those Tokos end up over here? What the heck? I didn't kill that. Oh. Excalibur! 98 HP IV. Allow my fire pet back to form. Okay. Uppity hip over. All that. My weapon is damage. So it is. Guard the Excalibur instead of no sleep. Why do I have a bunch of flour on me? I guess I'll just slam it in. Egg.
What? Yeah.
Okay. Now wait a second. There was some things I remember that I was being throttled, choked, because I didn't have the ancient civilization cores. But I wonder. Oh, is a weapon? The homing sphere launcher. Oh wait, I could have actually just made this already. Huh. Sure. Oh, that's good. I just unlocked the homing sphere launcher. Nothing better. Yep. One homing sphere launcher. I never use this grappling gun. Ammo just like so, okay. I'm probably okay on the coal department now. I want to make a gigantic furnace. Oil extractor. I just need a fuck ton of circuit boards, as always. I think I'm gonna need a bunch more palmetto ingots. Do that. Palmetto ingot. Or walk over to circuit boarding. Oh, 174 circuit board. Yeah, do that, please. I make. Oh, I can make a speed remedy. W. Work on that. I think with the extrovert ash going, we should be having a lot better food production. Guys, don't eat wheat. Come on. Here, I'll put 100 of the buns in. Oh. We only have a single blaze here doing firework. No, we do. We've got. What the fuck are they? They're just giga mining. I'm pretty certain I don't need coal no more. At least 2 things of coal being made because I got it going already. At base number 3. Load items into there. I guess I can keep this gun on me. Ammo cartridges, not bad. One. Alright, inventory's pretty. Fast travel, let's try and catch another dormant tide real quick. Elgrove would one-shot you. Way Alaska, you're probably just a good fight. Actually, no. Bellinor. Actually, Bellinor, no. You're kind of weak. Oh, okay, wait, it went. Okay. Oh, Scars of War. It's like some giant laser beam. Got you captured. Gotta try and find Fortune. Okay, bot man. Aggressive. The bots know Fortune. That's crazy. Crazy work, actually. All right.
You're stepping into the unknown when you come out to Skinwalker Ranch. My wife and I will never allow any of our children to set foot on the property.
Brandon Fugel is the owner of Skinwalker Ranch. It is the epicenter of all sorts of paranormal activity, UFO
Awesome already, huh, dude?
activity.
Okay, sure. Just charge and break my shield instantly.
Whatever we're dealing with has the ability to manipulate equipment,
My camera just went out.
reprogram very sophisticated systems,
That's creepy.
Okay, well,
and
the thing is,
also cause
went a little
medical
sideways that attempt. Holy fuck.
He couldn't walk. He was immobilized.
Is it aliens or is it spiritual? Are we dealing with angels and demons or a portal? Think of an interstellar, a Stargate, an interstellar highway potentially that provides transit between dimensions or worlds.
AI image is crazy. The AI is going crazy.
Well, am I
to
wrong
my left right now
that
on my
the
screen.
subplot to all of this is that there is a UFO under the mesa at Skinwalker Ranch?
We'll see.
You brought in a rabbi who did like a Kabbalistic prayer?
He had a rabbinical chant that would open portals.
What?
You guys find a direwolf, what is it, like a jawbone?
There's a whole carcass.
Direwolves are from 125,000 BC. Did it time travel there? The fact that you have helicopters escorting some of these UFOs and UAP into the mountains, that blows my mind because then it's like not just,
No, it's a coordinated.
yes, between humans and the beings. Has anybody showed up to
Okay, this shit is real
where
wild,
they
even
feel
for
one
me.
step ahead of you, and you kind of just, you feel a little resonance, you see it in the eyes, and you're like, this person
Can I
knows
just-
a whole lot, and we're kind of piecing it together.
Dude, this guy looks like a thin man. Oh my god. That's what it is.
Here's the reality, Jesse.
Yeah.
We're being monitored.
Oh wow, that's the reality? Oh my goodness. Damn, this is open. Big.
Existence cannot longer be denied.
Brandon Fugel, this is an honor. It's a long time coming, and it's a full circle moment for me having visited the ranch. What was it, 4 years ago?
About
5
4 years ago. Indeed, it was right when we were in the middle of our public disclosure and building momentum with the documentary series and bringing a diversity of individuals to the property to be briefed on the reality of the phenomena and what we were seeing at that time.
The reality of the
So much has
Wait,
happened.
this is the
since your
entrance.
visit, but
So
it was a
much has
privilege.
happened. It's my privilege and it's an honor, and you know, I want to present you properly because most people in your position with your sort of, you know, with your money, with your resources, they're trying to make more money. They're maybe comparing yachts at San Tropez.
Right.
They're on a treadmill. You know, maybe they're trying to shape the world politically.
Right.
You're in a very rare category of person who is really trying to discover the nature of reality and spending his resources, his hard-earned money, in commercial real estate towards kind of figuring out the secrets of the universe. And so I think that is amazing, and that is it's a really beautiful thing. And I think you're a role model to a lot of people at home who are both industrious but also curious.
Well, I think it is part of my stewardship, and as I've mentioned in other forums, I consider myself the steward, not necessarily just the owner of Skinwalker Ranch. And as being a steward of this place and these topics to a degree, I've tried to address them with the right, hopefully, level of humility and reverence and personal
Vital
investment.
remedy.
I don't think there is another private individual on the planet that has invested more into these topics than I have over the last decade, and it's all in service to the truth and hopefully
I just
sharing that
teleported
truth
out of here out
with
of
the public.
fear.
I don't believe I have a corner on that truth or that IP. I believe it is a public right
back and try it again.
benefit to hopefully learn right alongside us. And we've used a documentary series as a primary vehicle, but also
I
our
forgot.
web
I didn't even appraise
that
that
allows
Anubis'
people a
stats.
24-hour, 7-day per week look into the ranch. A lot of people don't realize they can actually
90,
go
83,
online and be
99?
part of the investigation.
No wonder.
365 days a year, and we have crowdsourced for the first time frontier science efforts like no other group, no other effort, and I'm quite proud of that effort. We call them the Insiders. Our Insider program is one of the most exciting parts of our endeavor because it's allowed other private individuals to participate and to monitor what is happening at the ranch.
That's amazing. And a testament to the transparency that you're trying to kind of imbue this whole effort with. To those that don't know, if you're living under a rock out there, Brandon is the owner of Skinwalker Ranch. And Skinwalker Ranch is a fascinating location. It is the epicenter of all sorts of paranormal activity, UFO-related activities, orbs and spheres, often around the mesa, sometimes going through the mesa, going through rock.
Right, transmedium phenomena. I mean, what we see at Skinwalker Ranch is the highest frequency of UFO or UAP sightings matched with electromagnetic anomalies and a host of high strangeness that continues to baffle, I think, some of the most skilled researchers, scientists, and experts that we've brought on to help us document and study the phenomena. It's a great privilege. I mean, it's a private laboratory. You look at this 512-acre piece of property that is in northeastern Utah, sequestered in the middle of thousands of tribal acres. I mean, it's right in the middle of the Ute-Ouray Reservation, and has been not only the subject and focus of frontier science investigation for now over 30 years, but it has been under armed guarded surveillance since 1996. I don't know another place on the planet that is truly a secure living laboratory. We call it sometimes the private Area 51 for studying these topics and being able to hopefully understand the nature of our universe, our role in the universe, and what that plays. And
wait, what? I need a circuit board so I can
It's almost if you put the phenomenon in like a lab environment, in like a closed environment. It would be Skinwalker Ranch.
Crude
It's
oil
like a little
extracting.
petri dish or something.
It really is. Or others say it's Mecca for the paranormal.
Mecca for the paranormal. I love it.
We have people show up all day, every day.
I paid my tribute.
Yeah, it's funny. People come to the gates and they'll try to touch the gates, and they'll get their photos at the gates. And there are some really good people all over the world that are asking the same questions that have been asked for thousands of years. Are we alone in the universe? What is the nature of reality? Do we live in a divinely constructed, intelligently designed reality? And are there other beings or influences that are helping to shape, for better or for worse, that reality?
I want to get into that, but before I want to back up and talk about a pact that you made in, I think, 5th or 6th grade.
Okay.
Behind the school.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I believe what you're referring to is me and my best friend, Chris Lee. He's a prominent doctor. I think he's the leading radiation oncologist in the country. He's up in the Pacific Northwest and is a partner in several clinics. Well, Dr. Lee, or Chris Lee, who was my best friend in 5th grade, playing Dungeons and Dragons with me and taking karate, he and I one day heard that there was a pack of cigarettes that was found on the playground, and everyone was in a huff about it, and everyone was whispering about who was out smoking on the playground, and we ended up being late to class and talking about it in the boys' restroom, and we made a pact, and we shook on it. We made a pact that we would never smoke or drink, or what we call in Mormonism, or as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, break the word of wisdom, and that we would hold each other to that pact. And I remember we both remind each other almost on a monthly basis of our promise, and we've kept it all these years. So we shook on it in 5th grade, and now at age 53, we still check in with each other relative to whether we've kept our promise. And so to this day, I've never drank, I've never tried alcohol, I've never smoked. I don't even know what coffee tastes like, for that matter. But
That's incredible.
We've adhered to that, and I think it's kept me out of trouble. I don't judge anyone. I want to be clear about that. That I don't judge anyone for feeling differently or practicing differently. But that's a promise that we made. It was very personal, and it's helped me in my life. I've seen great blessing come from adhering to that health protocol.
Well, you definitely have the Mormon glow in our spaceship here.
So that was what you were
The
referring to.
Mormon glow?
Yeah,
That's
that was what I was
insane
referring
to say to
Yeah,
his
little inside
face.
info that I got.
Oh, that's
Holy.
awesome.
But I remember specifically when I visited Skinwalker Ranch,
Yeah.
you drank a big thing of Diet Mountain Dew every day, and you
Oh, yeah.
didn't get sick.
No,
And I found that fascinating.
I drink like 200 to 300 ounces of Diet Mountain Dew for the most part. When I don't have Diet
What a
Mountain Dew, I
fucking
switch to the hard
gamer.
stuff,
Wait,
which is
so
Diet.
he's all like, oh, yeah, I don't drink fucking alcohol or any drugs or anything like that. But I go through like 2 cases of fucking Diet Mountain Dew a day.
So I was
What?
glad that you had that here in the studio. But I kid, but it's true. The first 2 ingredients in Diet Mountain Dew, if you check the ingredient label, are orange juice and carbonated water. And I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that isn't healthy, that isn't.
Okay. This guy, what the fuck? That's some crazy coping right there, man. But you're a lucky artisan. Damn, your work speed is actually insane. What if I put you in? I wonder how much of a difference that makes. Let's try putting you in for Eliza B. Just I need to go check over here. Base number 3 to get my plus.
And good for you, but I always
Yeah,
turn
vitamin
to
C.
those ingredients, and I'm like the only one in my family who hasn't had kidney stones. Knock on wood. I've been very fortunate, but it's my jet fuel because I run hard. You know, I work typically 18, 20 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and crash on the weekend. But
That's incredible. I don't know how you run the real estate business simultaneous to, doing all you do at Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, that must be a lot to juggle.
it's a balancing act.
vampiric
I currently
fucker.
represent, I think, 200 different properties available across 5 counties, over 30 cities. Some of the biggest commercial real
Wait,
estate
I just
projects,
threw him
but at
down
the
and he
same
just went to
time,
fucking
I'm trying
sleep.
to
I
be
threw him on the
a
bed. He's
good
like, yeah,
steward
sure. You want me to
over
sleep,
what I
man?
believe to be the
Okay,
most
fucker.
important frontier science
I think you're funny.
endeavor, and trying to keep my team focused and intact, but also it's a dangerous place. We've had so many members of our team and visitors that have ended up in the hospital with mysterious illnesses, injuries. Bad things happen out there, so there's a real liability issue. And then you have the sensitivity of the ongoing scientific investigation. Every time you introduce people into that space, into that environment, it can have impact. It has both positive and negative effects. And I think we are observing phenomena that could be defined as malevolent at times, as negative or adversarial, as well as benign or even positive.
Yeah.
You have to be careful. You're stepping into the unknown when you come out to Skinwalker Ranch. It's at your own risk.
Yeah.
You probably remember we have had everyone sign a liability waiver.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we
So-
can get into some interesting experiences I had after the fact, which
You're
I know
kidding.
is not on.
Go back to base. I need to make more of these good spheres. And I can go AFK and use the bathroom. Yep. Got my still on me. What do we cut by? Oh, is it lithium fragments? No, actually. Nice, I can make 99. Oh, it's the PAL metal ingots I'm stuck on. Well, whatever, 99 of these should be the last amount I have to make. Eleanor, come out here. Get the XP for leveling. Got those being created. Got the plasteel being.
Yep.
Alright. Be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. If there's anybody watching, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. We haven't finished that yet. About this. Okay. Guess I'll give them some. eh. Okay, this is still taking a long time, even helping. Motivate. Oh wait, you're like the perfect little friend there, aren't you? Wave back. That moves. Get on walk. Not me going to my fishing spot that I go to constantly. That's where I fished at my first way Alaska. I want to go there, maybe fish up another one that's somehow better than the one I have. Let's see how much faster, if this is worth it now. Probably about the same, but you can do this forever, so it's probably better. So now I know that this fish in Quigway, Alaska. Alaska? I'm gonna say the whale. That name. The heck is light-footed? It's a fish. You know what? Never mind. Calm down. Like, how does that work exactly, though? You know? Okay. I'm gonna go fight the next tower. Pretty sure this team's strong enough. Land speed is indeed slower. Fast travel. I want to capture the freaking square turtle. Time I won't one-shot it. I leveled up. Nice. For 160 money, good. Take that jam. Self. Yeah, you got 700 berries for backup already. Good. Load everything there. Oh, large frozen egg? Wumpo? Oh no, foxicle. That's fair. Oh. Okay. Let's finish doing what I need to do in Desert Town. Island. not just Desert Town. For a certain pal that I accidentally killed. But I really want to get. Out of lift. No, it's in lunch. Oh, there it is. Nice. Tetroids. Stones on its back are not just cargo. Set them down somewhere distant. What do you mean? Also, that thing had Serenity. Could be very useful. Effigy. What's in the cave? Nothing listed on the map, but maybe there is something. Okay, I was like, when would you ever need freaking a lamp? And I see it now. Definitely not looting the mushroom. Finally, the form of light. You know what this is? Oh, what? I've been. I have. Okay, I know what this. Out of here is going to. Maybe not as hard as I thought if I just do it on foot. I can't. I can use this as light. That was so dark in there. Okay. Oh, travel point. Haven't gotten. Oh. is that Toko Toko's issue? Go up here. I know CM Bucks, I do. Oh, 69% chance on him while he's sleeping? Go. Okay. Alright, we're good. Is that a Mimic? Fuck. Where did it go? Oh. Like, you know what's weird? It's never explained, like, if you capture something in a sphere, like, why is it just obedient? Oh my god, these Toko Tokos. Oh my, oh yeah, you're gonna explode on me? Nah. Punk. That. Does he one shot? It's got 100 defensive stat. Certainly he does. Probably survive. should have a gold Dilmud on me. Take care of that. Alright, I am just go. Be right back. 4 minutes. actually. It died instantly? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, that's tilting. Clumsy. Grit mine shaft? Not going down. The Alexasaurus. That's in the XP one. 3L power lotuses? Oh, I can probably make a power lotus. Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, a Serpent Terra with that passive. Oh. My inventory got so full. see. Hear this. I don't need. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted. I hate lockpicking. Realized. Well, let's see. They're making decent gold. I'll leave them farm if not. 246 is nothing. Service-minded Doom Mud Guild is kind of cracked. Woof. Okay.
Yep.
Getting massively sidetracked. Thought they'd have a little thing I could create that would like. Oh, wait, mining cart. Oh my god. Is my internet dying? Yeah. Uh-oh, I'm dropping massive frames. Uh-oh. Wait, why is my internet dying? Back. That's not the right bench. Yeah, it is. Something about a mine cart? Oh, is it drafting? I see. Okay. And this is gonna take him so long. Go over everything specifically because it says I've wait. Bruh. Oh yeah, I don't need any more ore for a while. Go. Damn. Don't do this. Hey, you don't know what to do with your life. I understand, but all too much. $50 refined. Okay. It's like few seconds for me, like knocks off a minute. Yeah. Go AFK. I go to the. Okay. Homeboy still isn't done crafting that elixir. I do. What is it? I don't know if you're much faster. Start of a new day. Yes, did you guys at least finish the mining search? Good. Back to mining. This 5% more mine speed, yeah. I need to make another. Okay, damn, yeah. Okay, I'll keep going until someone isn't going on. You got farm. Oh yeah, look at that. Dude. Other one. I'll put the research stations right next to their bed so they can continue easily after they sleep. So nice. That's probably the optimal choice. What do you... Pretty cool. Got a big block on your shoulder. Bring in a whole new meaning to putting the block on your shoulder. I mean, bars. Oh, you completed it. Tasiga. Fight Alyssa. I remember when I first got on, I was like, I'm gonna go tower. I haven't done that yet. Patient. find somewhere to trade dog coin. There's one near a church. Over here. I think this is it. Let us see. Okay, he's there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And I wanted. Does not have what I want to buy. An enhanced. Star fruits are super valuable. The elixirs are super valuable. Not what I need. There's some Giga treasure not too far from me. Something. Like right next to the treasure. Uh, 960. You know, it's near my base? Wait, you guys are out of food? How do I keep doing that? The sounds of my starving pals eating. Just like me, for real. Holy shit, that Massandra Lux, where'd he go? He left the base. Holy sh... That was some... alien shit right there. I don't know what to say for that one, man. Alright, you know what? Fuck ton of flour. Everything we do have... I think 150 of them. 6 of them. Okay, you just save mushrooms because they're used for other things. Actually, yeah, make... Mining's already done. Let's get another one of these done. 1.5 mil workload, and then we'll do the other one. In theory, that should make other things research faster. Or if we need to do lightning palace, I don't think so. I'm gonna go capture another Jormungandr. This Tide's not bad. 76, 98 on defense. That's why he's taking hit. Okay, Elgrove, yeah. Eleanor.
Yep.
Eleanor almost died. I gotta watch it. Order the Sea heavyweight. Not bad.